As you say very correctly, the disarming of Hamas and the dismantling of their political control over the Gaza Strip are at the core of what Israel demands and what is actually stipulated in the Trump plan and the Security Council resolution that is the heart of what we're seeing. That isn't really happening yet, not by any stretch of the imagination, and that is the really important thing that has to be accomplished. I don't see a lot of movement. I don't see a lot of movement in terms of countries willing to send troops. In fact, none at all. I visited in Kiryat Gat the American Coordination Center. Nice and impressive operations and a lot of well-intentioned American and international officers speaking about humanitarian aid and speaking about doing good for the population with a clear understanding of the presidential plan. But one big elephant in the room, or an elephant that isn't there, is what's going on with the International Security or Stabilization Force and who is going to disarm Hamas. And this is eventually going to be a tug of war, a battle of strength, of will between Israel and a lot of external pressures. And there will be mounting pressure on Israel to do more concessions, like Rafah. Rafah is a concession whereby Israel will be forced or pressured to concede more things before reality on the ground actually goes along with what the Security Council resolution stipulates and what we understand needs to happen for there to be a viable path forward without Hamas in control. So the bottom line here is there's a few positives about Rafah opening. We see the Egyptians agreeing to and not being too fussy about Israeli presence in Rafah. That was a hard issue to negotiate for a lot of time. And unsurprisingly, I'm hearing reports that Hamas has been preventing from Gazan civilians to actually approach that mechanism that the civilians spoke about and actually getting access to leave the Gaza Strip for medical purposes. Not surprising, of course, not reported, on BBC, CNN, and many other places because that doesn't fit the narrative. But I think this is a concession that is being forced on Israel, and I hope that we won't have to do more concessions before reality on the ground aligns with what needs to happen, and that is to disarm Hamas, because otherwise it's a zero-sum game. We'll be back at war, and all of the achievements of the last 2.5 years of fighting won't actually mean anything in the future.